Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
So you think Bill Gates is a vampire? Is that what you're saying? What do you think he is? No. Really?
The lizards control the tech industry.
Whoa.
And they hate each other, but they know that they can't like have an all-out war because then
Lizards versus vampires?
well then the humans are going to find out.
Where do werewolves fall into this?
Werewolves are probably up to their own shit up in the Northeast and don't give a shit about anything.
True.
Hanging out with Bigfoot.
Is Bigfoot a werewolf?
No, but they probably have the same stomping ground.
Cool.
What do you think?
I think Bill Gates is just a nerdy guy who's out of touch.
Oh yeah, you think?
I just don't think there's a lot going on there.
You don't think his friendship with Epstein is dubious?
I think there's lots of people who knew Epstein. I don't think everyone... I think a lot of people had an idea of what he was up to, but not quite sure. If you've been friends with sexual abusers and then been like...
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have. And you've known them and been polite to them, and then you found out later and you were like, how could I have known?
The only person I can think of was like, I was your friend. And I'm like, I wasn't your friend.
Yeah, but you were friendly with them, hung out with them and stuff.
No, that happens in every business. When you don't know someone well.
Well, that could have happened to Bill.
Here's why. That's why I don't take
How
photos.
come your situation is different from Bill Gates'
No,
situation?
this is why I don't take photos with anyone. Because then they can later resurface. It's so funny how many like politicians have photos with like Harvey Weinstein.
Ugh.
There was something. There was some tweet where the Obama was like, "We've looked into the Joe Biden allegations and we found no wrongdoing." And then someone just posted a picture of Obama and Weinstein hanging out together.
Oh, fuck.
It's like the gotcha, even though they're not unrelated.
It's not a good look. It doesn't
No.
matter.
So, but
Do you think there's anyone that's like got a photo of him with young Hitler and then World War II happened and he's like, got to get that down off the wall? Oh, shit. I met this really cool artist in Austria. He like opened my eyes and then... Because, you know, Hitler was homeless for a little while there.
Hitler was crashing on your couch.
Yeah, yeah. And you're like, uh-oh.
Was that guy? No, but the whole Bill Gates thing, he was friends with him. And then, or acquaintances, if you want to do it. If that's a better term. And then all the stuff went down in Florida where he was outed back in like 2001.
Tough.
After he was like found guilty, but he didn't have to go to prison for like 20 different sexual misconduct things.
Yeah, and no one did anything. And,
Yeah,
and then the media didn't do anything, even though the story was broke by some newspaper in Florida, right?
Yeah, it's a whole. What is it? It's like the main newspaper in Florida. Anyways, Bill Gates kept hanging out with him. So, when it comes to all these crazy conspiracies about Bill Gates, what is it? What is the whole thing?
You've convinced me. Bill Gates is a vampire, or friends with vampires.
He's associated with vampires.
Yeah.
Because look, if someone, there's people that, so like you said, we've known people. I like how you try and throw me under the bus completely, but we've known people who then it was found out public, like we're like, oh wait, they're
not throwing you under the bus by being like you.
I know that's what it sounds like. I have to word it correctly.
Oh my god.
Where in the comedy scene when we find out like they're complete monsters, we're like, oh yeah, fuck you, do not like come around.
Yeah,
get out of here. I'm not your friend.
Oh, remember that one guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then we can't talk about him because we didn't handle it. Anyway. Well,
I don't know what you're referring to.
Listen, Anyway, so he stopped doing comedy. So,
but anyway,
for his own reasons, completely separate from anything we would ever do on the record.
Anything you did.
Fuck, dude.
So anyways, what my whole thing is, There's all the crazy like billionaires who hang out and protect each other,
Yes.
and all the conspiracies that do eventually turn out true.
Yeah.
Part of my brain is like, you know what? Bill Gates is creating injectable nanites to control our brains with 5G to cure the COVID virus or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna give it a 1%, maybe.
We're gonna keep the option open.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, it's not true, and then someone pull up my Facebook posts later and then be like, hey, look. Well, now that we're all enslaved by robots, you said it wasn't gonna. You said it was okay, and I was like, ah, man, they got me.
I will admit, on the scale of atheism, I'm like a 9 of 10. So if I'm gonna leave room for God, I gotta leave room for vampire Bill Gates.
Yeah,
That's only fair.
There's so much real. It's a universe of possibilities.
Exactly. Like, I'm an atheist, but I'm also like, listen, it would be fucking absurd for me to assume I know everything.
What if God just hasn't reached our planet yet?
Oh, you mean like Galactus?
Yeah.
Like he's just on the fucking way, or Silver Surfer?
What if, God's all powerful, but the universe is so big that he can only be in certain parts of the universe at a certain time.
Yeah.
So he's off creating aliens in a different area.
If he's all powerful, I mean, he could also, by design, be purposefully taking his time and allowing us to exercise free will while he does other stuff in other places.
If you believe in free will.
If you believe in free will.
Which is a whole different conspiracy.
Yeah. I don't believe in the Christian idea of free will.
Which it is?
It's so fucking stupid. I remember, so my mom has dated a lot of Christian guys, right? And so I've ended up in lots of different weird churches. And I remember being a Jewish kid, my mom screaming at a fucking lady because we took communion and they were arguing over whether it was okay for me and my brother Jared specifically to take communion because we are my mom's sons, which makes us Jewish. So we're eating the body of Christ, which apparently if you're Christian is fine, but if you're Jewish is cannibalism. Like, it's like, no, don't do it.
According to the Jews?
They're not allowed. No, according to the Christians, they were super bummed out that we weren't like on the team, but we're eating the fucking Jesus bread.
Okay. I can't imagine anyone getting bummed out about accidentally.
It's not an accident. I mean, we just took communion.
No, but if they didn't know that you were Jewish, or if they did.
They did.
Oh, well, then that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. And also,
if they maliciously gave you sacrament.
Mac, do you not understand how the world works? Christians fucking suck.
No,
do.
Everyone sucks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, and I don't even mean that as a blanket term. I mean, there's a lot of churches where they're taking it very seriously. It's not a joke to them.
I never took anything seriously.
I know you didn't. And you also went to Mormon church, and Mormons are mega cucks. So you could just go into a Mormon church and be like, I'm in charge now. And everyone's like, okay. And they like let you do whatever you want till the church is over. And then they're like, we got to stop that guy next time. So
you're not wrong, but you're not right.
No, I'm totally right.
You could go in there and like you'd have to have a shirt on. They definitely have like gas station rules where you're like, you got to put on pants.
Dude, I swear to God, I've seen some wild stuff go down at Mormon churches, and all the Mormons are like, guess we have to put up with this.
Yeah, it's turn the other cheek. Mormons are the only real Christians.
Because then later they figure it out, and they're like, we got to call the police to guard it next time or whatever.
I feel like you have stories of you invading
never
Mormon
invaded.
church and be like, oh, we're in charge now, and we're going to give the lessons. And they were all so nice, as you call cucked. They were so polite. We're like, well, we don't want to start a fight. I don't want a fist fight in the middle of church trying to like get closer to God.
How often that's happened. So anyway, I'm obviously annoyed by Jesus right now.
Well, there's that video of the guy coming in and shooting another guy in church, and then like I think he was like a former ranger or something, just double taps him instantly.
Yeah. He kills 2 people. He kills 1 security guard and then a random guy sitting on a bench, and then gets killed. So he died with a positive KD. Gun control still is more important than having a gun to stop a guy.
All right. Well, when the vampires come forward and you've banned silver bullets,
that particular one was like held up by so many people. It's like, see, a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy, and it's like the bad guy went out with a positive KD. He killed 2 people and then died.
Yeah, but he also had the surprise.
That's what I'm saying. You can never not stop the surprise. So the good guy with the gun is like, whatever. So you're just going to lower the body count slightly?
Yeah,
Fucking
that is the
damn.
point of that.
Oh boy.
Well, I like how your whole thing of church is like, oh, well, this guy came in with a gun. We should be polite and let him kill us all.
Yeah, no, that literally Jesus said that.
No, Jesus.
For not a joke, red letter Christian, Jesus actually said, "Turn the other cheek," which was not a metaphor. He means literally, if your enemies want to kill you, let them.
No, the Jesus I subscribe to is the kick all the money changers out of the temple. I'm here to kick ass and take names. American
What
Jesus.
does that have to do with anything?
Gun-toting Jesus. Cowboy Jesus is who I believe in.
He kicked moneylenders out. He didn't kill anybody.
Oh, that's what you're...
And then later he begged for forgiveness.
Have you read the Cowboy Bible? He kills
point.
all the money changers in the Cowboy Bible.
Well, Jesus says... or in John, what is it? John 3:16. So God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever loved him should not perish but have everlasting life. Yeah. And then Jesus expanded upon that by saying, if an enemy comes unto you and asks for your cloak, give him your tunic as well. Should he slap you, turn the other cheek.
But it doesn't say if he kills you.
No, that's the turn the other cheek to your enemies. He says, worship your enemies, praise them, do unto them as I would do unto you, so that you can be as I am and have a place with your Father who in heaven.
He doesn't say get killed.
He says that.
Enemies.
He literally says that, because if you die by your enemies, you just go to heaven. So why would it matter?
Yeah, that is true. You're
not supposed to kill.
Most religions are like, hey, if you die defending our cause, you get to go straight to heaven. Or if you die
and
killing,
not defending. Not defending. You're not supposed to defend ever.
Oh yeah?
Jesus literally said, don't harm other people ever.
This is why I quit.
So anyway, people defend that because they're emotional and they want to defend their families. But if you truly believe in the word of God, then let people kill your families. They're just going to go to heaven anyway.
Well, Mormons are pretty based in, in the Book of Mormon. They have stories about. Do you know about Nephi?
I do know about Nephi.
Nephi had to kill this big fat guy to like free his family.
Yeah,
and he's like, he was being a cuck about it. He's like, God, I don't want to kill this guy, and God's like, you got to kill him to free the family and get restore the gospel and all this shit to make the church just kill him. And he's like, I don't want to. And he's like, fucking kill this bad guy. He's like, okay. He was such a goody good, which is the true Mormon spirit. You got to be told 3 times to break the rules for good.
Well, I mean, Old Testament God was fucking metal. He told the Jewish people to commit genocide.
Is there a Christian sect that only believes in the Old Testament? Is that just Judaism?
Yes. You're literally talking about Judaism.
What do the Jews say about killing people? For your religion, to defend, let's say, the motherland.
Yes. Jewish, I don't know what Hasids think, but I think that regular Jewish people think defending yourself is legal.
I was asking about defending your homeland.
Oh yeah, defending Israel is an actual thing.
That's what I mean.
In the Torah. There are laws in the Torah, 136 laws that are only specific to you if you live in Israel. You have specific laws that you do when you're in Israel and specific laws that you don't have to do when you're not in Israel.
Oh, you taught me that because there's the pamphlets because there's so many Jewish rules only for Jews.
Yes.
And then
there's only 7 for non-Jews, the laws of Noah.
Yeah, and it's as a non-Jew, I can just be like, oh yeah, Jewish people are right. Well, I'm going to go do whatever I want now. Have fun being a nerd and studying scriptures.
That's literally
I'm going to heaven.
That's literally what Jewish people want non-Jews to believe. There's Hasids here in New York that hand out those Noah pamphlets, and they're like, "Hey, are you Jewish?" You go, "No," and they go, "Oh, good. Here's all you need to know about life and spirituality. Have fun." And you're like, "Whoa, cool."
I like that. Make it easy for me.
The laws of Noah are pretty based, though. They're like, "Hey, don't lie and be shitty. Don't kill people. Don't rape." It's like 10 Commandments better.
The simpler commandments.
Yeah. Because the 10 Commandments have don't covet. You're like, what does that mean?
That means don't be envious.
I know, but there's a lot of people who are like, what is coveting really though? And you're like, it's easy. Don't covet. Yeah. And then they're like, well, it's not. Is it though?
Anyways.
And then they say that each commandment is as important as the others.
What is
So the murdering is as important as not imagining fucking your neighbor's wife.
What does the Torah say about space aliens?
No.
That they
It
don't
says
exist?
no. Yeah.
Oh, is there like the Jews don't believe in space aliens?
No.
Is that because Jews
Because
are
God is a
space
master
aliens?
of creation, and He created us only.
Man, that sucks.
I know.
That's why I know the Jews and the Christians are both wrong. Because space aliens are real.
Whoa.
They exist. They're out there.
I agree that the Jews and the Christians are wrong. What was it? We were talking about forgiveness. Oh, the Christian idea, the Christian idea of free will is that God gave us free will, and then in that free will, we have the choice. He's like, you can do two things. You can believe in me and do all this work so that you can come back and hang out with me, or you can suffer forever. And you're like, those are not good options. That doesn't feel like free will. That just sounds like you're putting a gun to my head and saying, to give me a compliment, I'll shoot you in the face. That's not a real option.
Yeah, it is. It's an option.
I mean, it's not, but like, not really.
You can. It's as many good of an option as like anything else.
It's not. That would be like a good option would be, hey, you can love me based on my merits and because I created you and I love you back. Or you can just like do your thing, no consequences. Be cool. Or if you're bad, then you go to hell.
But think about it.
But he lumps badness in with not believing in him.
Yeah.
So inherently, not believing in God is as evil as any other act you can commit if you go to hell.
All you got to do is believe in him. And if you don't believe in him, why does it matter?
That's Pascal's wager.
Exactly.
But Pascal's wager would only make sense if one sect of Christianity was correct, but there are a million religions. So now Pascal's wager doesn't make any sense.
No, Pascal's a nerd, and I don't want to go to hell if nerds are there.
Well, Pascal would have went to heaven. Remember, he took the wager.
No, because he subscribed to the wrong version of Christianity.
Was he an Orthodox?
There's 1,000 different Christians.
Yeah, well, back then there was only two. When Pascal was around, it was Orthodox Christianity or Catholic Christianity.
Anyways, I wanted to talk about space aliens. You keep going into free will and Christianity.
Sorry. Anyway, if you're Christian, I hope things are going well for you. Sorry I'm so butthurt about Jesus.
You are so butthurt. Why?
I get it very annoyed. Do you know what it is? It's our modern world. No, I don't know a single Christian that is like does Christian stuff, but I know Muslims who are like hardcore into it. They sell all their possessions. Their whole life is centered about religiousness. I know Jewish people, their whole life is centered about their religiousness and they believe it to the letter. I know Buddhist people, their whole life. I don't know one Christian who's actually doing the thing.
I know a few Mormons.
They're not doing
They're
it.
so nerdy. They're truly doing it as best as you can in the modern world. What about Amish people or Mennonites?
Mennonites are probably doing it, and I
They're
should
doing
go,
it.
you know what? Redeemed. Fuck
say,
yeah, Mennonites.
I've-
And Mennonites, fucking Quakers.
No, you're going to say...
Who else are we?
You're so butthurt against Christianity when every religion has evil people and good people in it.
No, it has nothing to do with evil. It's the
Or
like,
living to the letter of the law.
it's the barely doing it. It's like, are you Christian or not? Why do you own things if you're Christian? Fucking do you believe in Jesus or not? If you believed in Jesus, why would you own anything? Why don't you volunteer all your time? Why aren't you trying to help your fellow man constantly?
So if this is your main thing, why are you angry at Scientologists?
I'm angry at Scientologists.
If they truly believe what they believe and pay their $50,000 minimum a year,
I'm angry at
why
them.
are you mad at them? Because
The
they're all
abuse
truly...
no, because they threw that corgi off that boat because it was full of Thetans.
That's truly what they believe.
I know it's truly what they believe, and I don't agree with it. If you throw a corgi off a boat, you're out for me.
Nope.
You know what Muhammad never did?
I don't know.
Threw a corgi off a boat.
He might have hurt some animals back in the day.
Well, he definitely hurt some animals. He just didn't throw a corgi off a boat, and for that, he gets points. But fucking Elrond ordered a corgi that was full of evil spirits thrown off the deck of the fucking Sea Explorer.
Think about where we would be.
It had a little life vest on.
Think about where we would be right now if that corgi hadn't have been thrown off.
Dude.
What if he's right?
Then the corgi is just full of evil, chock full of evil spirits.
That's what I hate about like all religious stuff because it's all equally crazy to me.
Yeah.
And so
I think some of it's more harmful to people than others, but it's all crazy. Yes.
it is all harmful, but it's only harmful in how popular it is.
You know, and to everyone's credit, who I'm annoyed at, all the Christians, where I'm like, you don't live it you don't actually do it, which is 99% of all Christians. To their credit, the way to do it and cause the least harm and not be a maniac is to just be like, whatever. Jesus makes me happy. I go to church. Yeah, I hoard money and I'm into capitalism and stuff, even though Jesus would have hated it, but I live my life.
What do you mean Jesus would have hated it?
Jesus was not his... What? What do you mean?
He just said get out of the temple.
No, he said it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven.
Yeah, but he didn't say it was impossible.
And Jesus is...
Which is why Bill Gates is buying his way back into heaven.
And Jesus' idea of what was rich was even just like, oh, you have a place to sleep? Pretty rich. Like, Jesus thought rich was just having food.
It sounds like Jesus was being a real Dionysus about this.
He was. When Alexander the Great was like, what do you have to teach me? And he was like, you're in my son.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, do you think they just lifted that story but made it more about love?
Well, Jesus is a copy of several other messiahs that were killed for our sins, but
you get so butthurt about Mexicans not being a real race. About
it's racist to think they're a race.
Okay, and then there's no true Christians.
No,
Jesus
there is.
Never,
we agreed Mennonites are
okay, and Jesus
Mennonites,
never existed, and
Jesus never existed. That's true. There's no records of him. There's no Roman records of him.
For a cowboy themed podcast, you are tanking our Southwest listenership.
Oh, true. They're all religious and mad. I don't believe in astrology. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in God. I'm really bumming people out.
You don't believe that the Illuminati is taking over?
I don't believe the Illuminati's taking over.
You don't believe in anything.
No, I believe in some things.
You have no beliefs.
Odin gets a pass from me.
Oh, yeah, Odin?
Yeah.
The only reason you like Norse...
What's the argument? They're like, Jesus died for our sins. I still see a lot of sinning. Odin gave us Thor, who stopped ice giants.
The only reason you like... Anyways, yeah, there's no more ice giants, whatever. The only reason you like Norse gods is because in Norse mythology they all died, so you're like, can't prove that they never existed because they're all dead.
Boom. Yeah, exactly.
It's such a cop out.
It's not a cop out.
They all died. That's why you can't prove it.
If Catholics were like, God is dead, that's why life is the way it is, it'd be like, oh shit, they're on to something.
Catholics know God is dead, and that's why they keep all their secrets and they don't open the Vatican up, because they're like, we can't let them know. It's why the government doesn't tell us about space aliens and all their UFO spacecrafts. It's why no one is allowed to know what's really going on, because we'd all freak out.
Okay, that's true. That's like an alien thing. Let's talk about aliens. We talked about my annoyance with religions, and I could go on and on and on. Also, dude, if Buddha wants to smoke, he could get it. If fucking Hindus want to smoke, they could get it. I don't like any of them, dude. Yeah, dude.
You're just like, fuck you, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
It's not very Christ-like of you.
It's not. I'm not very Christ-like at all. The only thing me and Christ have in common is we love the homies, and also I would hang out with a whore.
I wouldn't call her a whore. She was a sex worker.
Oh, I mean, whore is the technical term.
No.
Back then, a whore wasn't ruined by negativity yet.
Anyways, you're so angry. I feel like you got this big chip on you. You feel like every ex-Mormon to me, because I'm ex-Mormon, and I'm just like, yeah, I used to be Mormon. Okay. Like, it doesn't bum me out. I feel like you have a chip on your shoulder from every religion.
I feel like you've just never experienced any hardship, so you have no bitterness because nothing bad ever happened to you.
My life is bad.
No. And how does it feel that it's 100% your fault?
Yeah, I don't blame all these fake gods.
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
you
I take a
don't
look in
blame
the
the
mirror.
gods.
I take a look in the mirror and I'm like, I did this. I'm just like, nope, I can't.
And so
I can't scream at the sky. I can't blame my ancestors. My genetics. It's just me from the start to finish.
Are you gonna do my diet?
What's your diet?
Where you just don't eat until you lose 50 pounds?
Can I take vitamins?
No.
Well, then I'll die.
No, you won't die.
You got to take some vitamins and you got to drink
you
water.
can live for like a month without food,
You gotta
even
drink-
when you're skinny.
You got to drink water and
Well, yeah, of course.
it has to have like salt in it. It's called snake juice.
You can. So yeah.
Have you heard of snake juice?
Yeah, I have. It's Gatorade,
That's not snake juice.
but that's what
That's
Gatorade is.
flavored
It's just
snake
salt in the
juice.
water.
Yeah, electrolytes.
You can.
and-
Okay, fine. You can have vitamins if you're worried about dying. Like a bit. If you're gonna be lame about my cool diet I developed for you,
You didn't develop it. This diet exists.
I've developed it. It's perfectly safe. Mac? Let's have a contest and see who can go the longest without eating.
Let's have a contest. See who can lose the most weight.
Oh shit! I think I would win.
I don't think you would.
I think I could. But in what time and what amount of time?
Dude, name your time frame. I'll lose more weight than you
Till the 7th.
till the 7th. So 1 week.
Right now, we'll wait after this podcast and we'll report in next week and let people know. Dude, I'll fucking defeat you for sure.
No,
I
you
could lose
won't.
10 pounds. Yeah, because I could just fast the whole time.
Dude, I'll fast
I've
the whole
done it.
time and burn more.
You won't. Dude, you will fucking be face deep in a bag of Doritos within 8 hours, bro.
Name your terms.
I love that both of us are just like, we have eating disorders now. What do you win if whoever loses more?
Whoever loses has to gain that weight and keep it on.
Stakes too high. I don't like it.
I could definitely lose more weight. I'm fatter than you. I have more weight to lose.
I don't think you could.
I could.
I have enough weight to lose, though. I have 10 pounds to lose for sure.
I have 50 pounds to lose.
Yeah, but you can't lose that much weight that fast. And if I just don't eat and exercise, I'm so much more willing to suffer than you are, and you know that.
I know that, but I have so much more weight to lose.
You know what? I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to see how long I can go.
Okay.
Starting right now, everybody.
This
I'll
is-
report in next week. I'll let you know how long I go.
If you report it next week, you won't.
I'll die.
We're gonna see how much you ate.
Fuck.
Yeah.
My last meal was Taco Bell. Fitting. Diet Coke is okay, though.
No.
Yeah, it is.
It has too many vitamins in it.
0 calories per 12 fluid ounces. Boom.
What? So, which religion controls the world?
Catholicism.
You think it's Catholicism?
Yeah,
really?
it's a tie between Catholic. Well, no. Listen.
So,
we're being
pure numbers, popular vote, Islam
So Islam
has the most people.
Islam
right?
controls the world oil supply and it controls the world's money, but
Yeah.
Catholicism controls the world.
They have all the cool. They have the Ark of the
They
Covenant.
control the Western world.
They have.
But the Orthodox Christian Church is very important in Russia, but I don't know how much they control after Stalin sort of banned being religious.
And then coming at number 3, the Jews.
what do we make up less than 1% of the world?
Hollywood.
Oh my god.
The financial, all the government.
They made Transformers. They control everything.
Wait, I haven't heard this.
No, what do you mean? So what does Hollywood control?
Oh, you mean
Like,
they made the movie Transformers?
Yeah, they. You thought I was saying Jews actually made real Transformers?
You don't know.
Everyone, if you could have seen his face where he's like, "Oh shit, what?"
I thought we were breaking news.
Dude, no. Oh my god.
You don't know what kind of weapons technology Israel has.
Dude,
They definitely have Transformers.
you think? No.
If UFOs exist, Transformers exist.
Okay, fair.
Those Tic Tac UFOs that the Pentagon just declassified. You're telling me they don't have like a bus that just has like an arm come out and shoot rockets out of it?
What do you think about
They put a face on the front to make it look cool.
What do you think?
All right, what's the most basic Transformer? I'm gonna say, you know that plane that can turn into a helicopter and then move its propellers forward.
Yeah.
Technically, that's a Transformer.
True. A Harriet jet is a Transformer.
There you go.
Because it hovers and then it goes forward. No, the most basic Transformer is a car boat.
Yeah, that's it transforms from a car into a boat. You just have this idea of them turning into mech. Does any army have mech warriors yet?
No.
Not yet that we know of. I think Israel probably has a mech or two.
Yeah.
To fight the kaijus.
There are a possibility.
to protect any Godzillas coming out of the Mediterranean Sea or is it the Red Sea right next to Israel? Red or dead?
The Dead Sea is there, yes, but the Dead Sea is like a lake.
Anyways, there's definitely some monsters under there, and I'm going to go on record saying they probably have giant robots to protect the Dome of the Rock, the Wailing Wall.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
There's a robot and it has the curls still, the payoff. It's got a little yarmulke on.
It has the big fuzzy hat that it can throw.
The big Russian one. It's one of those.
I mean, it probably has everything.
Nice.
I don't know. You don't think countries aren't working on mech technology? When it comes to countries with weapons, like some of the best militaries, Israel is up there.
Yes.
And
technically the most successful modern military in terms of what it's accomplished in the odds it's faced.
I'm going to say probably when it comes to tech warfare, it's like Russia and Israel.
India has fought quite a few modern wars that people forget about with Pakistan too.
Yeah, but whatever. That's like a civil war over there.
Pakistan versus India is a civil war?
I'm trying to start them to fight some more right now.
Oh.
They don't like being compared to each other.
Pakistan had like a little civil war thing going on because there was an ethnic group that they tried to expel when the British divided Pakistan and India up. And then they kill that ethnic group and destroy them, kind of not unlike Gaza. But people forget about that because it's not Jewish, so no one cares.
But also no one cares because they're like about ready to start World War III and nuke each other once a year.
Yeah, but they were doing it earlier before the nukes.
It's kind of like
people just only care about Palestine because anti-Semitism, and then the people are like, not that Gaza is good. It's a very bad thing, but there are similar bad things going on all over. But the spotlight is on Israel because the UN hates Israel because the UN hates Jewish people.
Because Jewish people have the best tech in mech warriors.
They do have the best tech, and it bothers people that the United States and Israel are close.
The best mech warrior technology.
True.
They probably have UFOs. Let's say which countries have UFOs. America definitely.
If a country has a UFO, Israel's probably up there.
Israel, America, we both.
Russia, maybe.
You know
their
what?
Military's not very modern these days, so I don't
I'm
know.
going to say Russia has so much landmass. Russia and China probably have UFOs.
They could have leftover UFOs.
You think?
China having a UFO? I don't know. I feel like Japan. You know what I feel like?
We're talking about alien UFOs. If you believe the Bob Lazar story of like the Roswell crashes and us trying to reverse engineer alien technology, which is. That's how we got UFOs.
Dude, I remember once this crazy lady was like, did you know that only 60 years after our first flight, humans were on the moon? And I was like, it's 61, I'm pretty sure, but yes. And she was like, it's technology leaped forward so much because we found the Atlantean crystals. Have you ever heard that
No.
conspiracy? She told me that we found Atlantean crystals that unlock human potential, and it spilled the crystal energy across the world and unlocked all human potential, and that's how humans ran the 4-minute mile and got to the moon and invented nuclear bombs and the internet. It's all because of the Atlantean crystals, but the government lost them. So the Atlantean crystals are just out there, and every once in a while they pulsate and create a wave of like creativity and technology.
Isn't this the plot to Sonic?
Dude, fucking
the Chaos Emeralds or something?
What if that bitch just saw Sonic and was like, gotta go fast?
This is real.
Dude, she would not be the first person who wants the Sonic extended universe to exist alongside our own.
The OCs.
Dude, that's a crazy conspiracy theory. That's up there with the black dudes on the train that say Jews did 9/11.
The Black Hebrew Israelites?
No, it's not
or?
them. I just random dudes, man. More than one black guy has been like, "You Jewish?" Because I'm wearing like a Star of David or whatever, and I'll be like, "Yeah." And it's never good when they ask, and then they're like, "Fucking, your people did 9/11," and I'm just like, "Dude, please, no, I don't have this conversation."
Black people have the best conspiracies.
Dude, they really do.
The most believable ones, too.
Those dudes are always like some guy wearing 2 backpacks for no reason. He's not homeless, but he's crazy.
What are you talking about?
The dudes on the train that are yelling at me.
You know why people have 2 phones? 2 backpacks. It makes sense. You got your business and your personal. You don't want them to mix up.
Oh, I miss the train.
Not me. There was a crazy guy. There was one homeless guy who pulled out. Well, he was asking for money because he got kicked out of a homeless shelter. And
I wonder why he got kicked out.
Well, then another homeless guy started yelling at him, so he pulled out a knife, and they were like, the one guy was gonna fist fight the knife guy.
Whoa!
And the knife guy was screaming, and I felt bad. A bunch of old ladies had to like get up from their seats and kind of get out of the splash zone of where this one-sided knife fight was gonna happen.
In one corner we have a hobo without a knife, in another corner we have hobo with a knife.
Yeah, it was really.
What happened?
They both got off the train and
at the same time to battle?
Yeah, and then on the next stop there were cops harassing normal people.
Dude, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah. So who knows?
Once I saw 2 guys get off the train to like fist fight. He's like, "You won't fucking go? Get off the stop right here, dog." And the other guy's like, "I will fuck you up, dog." And they got off the train, and then right before the second guy just got back on, and then it closed, and he was like, "Get fucked, buddy."
That's a good move.
The train left. I was like, "Oh shit, that guy fucking ninja'd him hard."
There's that one of my favorite videos is the guy who's gonna get in a fight with the guy on the train, but then the guy gets on the train like, "I'm not gonna fight you," and then right as the doors close, this smaller like wimpy guy trying to fight spits through the doors and hits him in the face, and this giant guy just opens the subway doors.
Which, by the way, everyone, is not possible. We've not seen it before or since.
I've seen it, but he opens the doors and just starts wailing on the guy.
The dude, well, he puts his hands in, like the doors catch his hands last second.
Yeah.
And then he just, before the train leaves, because the dude who spit thinks he's still safe. Like, oh, he got his hands crushed.
The doors were closing, so he's like.
And then the dude just prides the doors open, and then the dude who spit was like, uh-oh.
He fucked up.
Dude, and he got slept. And then people were trying to help that guy, and then some other dude was like, no, he spit on him, and all the New Yorkers were like, fuck him, let him get beat.
Don't spit on people.
Don't spit on people. That's the unspoken rule of the subway. Punching, stabbing, jacking off, whatever. Just don't spit on anyone.
Do you think mole people exist?
No.
No?
Dude, one of our presidents thought they existed enough that he made a task force to find them.
Who was that?
I can't remember.
There's a memo, a like official memo. I think it's around JFK. I don't want to say it's JFK, but it might be him. Where there was some team of researchers that was like going up to or hanging around the Alps, not the Alps. I think they were exploring like around Mount Everest, somewhere around there, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go look for just explore this area. If we come across any Bigfoots, we'll tell you." And I think I'm totally butchering this, but JFK like sent out a memo. He's like, "Hey, if you find Bigfoot, don't kill him. If you kill Bigfoot because you have to, like bring him back." And it's like a weird Pentagon memo where they're like, "If Bigfoot's real, we want to know first." It's like, don't tell anybody. Just tell us first, and we'll handle it.
That's so fucking cool, dude. If I was the president, I'd be saying that same shit. If you find a chupacabra, net him first.
Let's see if I can find the memo.
JFK memo, dude. Bigfoot is the one that as a kid I was never afraid of Bigfoot. I would go out into the woods camping by myself sometimes, and I was always afraid of like skinwalkers. I would be afraid of real life bears pretty often. I was never afraid of coyotes or wolves. I felt like if a wolf got me, like I was okay with it for some reason. I don't know why.
Most animals leave you alone unless they're like desperately starving. And no one's ever has like stories of being attacked by Bigfoot.
Coyotes, if you're smaller and there's a lot of them, they will try to pick you off. I've heard of a lot of people getting attacked, especially where I grew up, where like a lot of people just hike by themselves and shit. Wolves don't really do that. If a wolf kills you, they'll like let you know they're there. You're fucked.
Okay, I found the memo. In 1959, the U.S. State Department received a memo from the U.S. Embassy in Nepal concerning. They were asking, they're like, "Hey, this team is gonna go. Like, what if we find Yeti? What do you want us to do?" And so, the memo is like, "Hey, if you find a Yeti, we'll give you $1,000. Like, but there's 3 things. I wonder if I can click it and read it. It's small." Oh, here we go. So the embassy is writing to the State Department, and I think the State Department goes, "Here are the regulations. If you find a Yeti, we'll give you money. If you can trace it and photograph it, please capture it alive. Don't kill it, except in an emergency out of self-defense. Then you can kill it. And then any photographs must be surrendered to the government of Nepal at the earliest times. And then news and reports throwing light on actual existence of the creature must be submitted to the government of Nepal as soon as they are available and must not in any way be given out to press reporters for publicity without the permission of the government of Nepal." That's
Wild.
that. Like, it's just an official... Because, I mean, our government has... We're spending millions of dollars on if aliens are real. There's entire, like, agencies devoted to... Or, like... We don't want to be like, oh, aliens aren't real. They're going to spend like, maybe aliens are real. Like, our government says everything. It's smart to be like, everything could be possible. Let's research it just in case.
Smart.
Which is why, I don't know, maybe there are Nazi bases on the moon.
Sure.
We got to check that out. You got to look into it. Probably the X-Files department. That's what that all is about. Like, hey, go check this weird report out. See if it's real.
Sometimes it is.
No, and then they lock it up and you don't tell us about it.
So what about aliens? 40 minutes later, what is the deal with aliens?
If aliens exist,
Okay.
I like to believe that there's multiple aliens. This is what I was thinking about earlier. And what if different aliens have different stakes in different countries and they're just playing Risk, like a board game with all of us? Some cosmic we're like just a board game on Earth to them. They're playing a real-time strategy.
Dude, one of them's losing.
Who?
Paraguay? Do you think it's like, what is it, like a paradox strategy game where you could be like any nation? Or
I'm saying a bunch of first world characters are the playing characters that the aliens mind control.
Whoa.
And after that, we're all just units. That's what I'm submitting.
Okay.
As my conspiracy I just made up.
My whole thing about aliens is I'm really confused as to why they would come here and not make contact. I guess they might, one, be uninterested in contacting us because whatever they're up to is more important. Two, they have like the prime directive where whatever body of government or moral code they have says not to interrupt whatever we're up to. Or three, they they're like they are fucking with us and we just don't realize it. I don't know.
I think three is to be like the prime directive and don't.
That's the most likely.
No, I think that's a very human idea of like where we don't mess with like tribes in the jungle because we're like, oh, we need to study them and stuff. You're putting human emotions.
No.
What I'm saying is, I say three is the most likely. Is aliens probably are, if they exist, they're out there and they might just be walking around us, not even walking, and we won't even understand. We can't even comprehend it. Like how the best analogy is the God analogy to like God to us is like us to an ant. Ants don't know that we exist. Ants live in their tiny world and we're so incomprehensible. Like ant can't wrap its tiny head around a human, and a human might not be able to wrap its head around an alien existing, even if it exists in the way that we think life exists.
I don't. I just don't subscribe to that.
What if aliens live in the fourth dimension and they don't have atoms? They're just energy.
I've heard this I've heard this.
Did you watch
theory a ton
Titan
of times.
AE?
The aliens are actually interdimensional travelers, and it's like, what does that interdimensional means? What? That they're from another dimension, but why would intelligence work different? Like, how could intelligence work differently?
What do you mean?
Collective consciousness.
Why does it have to be collective? What if it's just one alien, like that Star Trek episode with the alien fucking with everyone on the one planet?
Listen, everyone.
You know that one where it's just the space energy, and he transports everyone to fight on the planet for him.
Everything is motivated by something.
I'm saying Star Trek depicts the aliens the best. You don't watch enough Star Trek.
I don't.
Your tiny brain cannot comprehend.
What do you mean it depicts aliens the best? It depicts aliens as just normal beings going about their lives.
That's a lot
at
of
whatever
them.
stage their society
There's
is
the
at.
giant crystalline structures. There's the intangible blobs of energy.
Yeah,
There's
so
tribbles.
so they have a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons monsters. I don't understand.
There's that, and the normal ass aliens, the humanoids.
Yeah, so
And we stole UFO technology from humanoids that accidentally crashed.
I don't think there are aliens.
Yeah,
I think that they would.
I don't know that there are
They
either.
would make contact with us. They would either want to help us, want to harm us, or want to avoid us. Those are the only three possibilities. So,
What if they want to fuck us?
is that harm or is that help?
What if? Yeah, you don't know. What if we're just a science project to some alien kid?
There's. What would that even be?
Nothing.
That's like when you're just like, let's zoom out 10 times, and then Earth is actually in a glass on an alien's shelf. It's like, okay, I guess. What if an alien is writing a computer program and we're the alien simulation?
Exactly. What if we're the simulation in a simulation? Has anyone proposed double simulation theory?
It's more like, I would truly think it's more likely we're a simulation than aliens are affecting humans in any way.
What about aliens in that simulation?
That's where no, and that was my next point, you motherfucker. I was gonna be like, unless in the simulation they're fucking with us by just like having random events spawn Sim City style.
There you go. The aliens are bored and they want to spawn monsters.
Oh, dude.
What do you think is most likely to be aliens? Vampires?
Okay. Others? Or you just want me to say vampires?
Do you think all cryptids are of this world? Or
yeah.
You think they existed here and just evolved from lesser species into weird little offshoots?
Maybe. What do you think of dragons?
Dragons are just dinosaurs.
Dragons, vampires, zombies, things that proliferate through every culture in every corner of the world despite contact somehow. How can these mythical creatures be shared by all cultures everywhere in some capacity without them having had contact? Unless they all existed on Earth at one point.
Well, everyone, I think they've...
Actually, vampires isn't a thing that persists through all cultures, but zombies and dragons are.
Dragons, I feel like, is just people finding dinosaur bones and being like, hey, look, dragon.
Yeah.
There's that one. Or I think there's the story of they used to find mammoth skulls, and mammoths and elephants like have a big hole in the center of their skull.
True.
So they're like, ooh, Cyclops. So that's what that is. Vampires are just weird emos that have existed through all time, like being edgelords and drinking people's blood.
Sure.
They're people who take their sex role play way too far. And so Vlad the Impaler is killing people and drinking their blood and being too horny. And so people are like,
Vlad wasn't even horny. That's the thing.
You don't think?
Dude, he was horny for killing the Ottoman Empire only.
Yeah, you don't think he had a boner while he was killing?
I don't know, man. He's a pretty all-business guy. I actually think that he had a wife and she was like, I don't talk to him, really.
She's like, can you stop killing for a second and fuck me? No.
For real, dude. You know, he was a Christian hero until in like the 1900s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
a Christian hero
Well,
who killed
to their
mercilessly.
Well, everyone's like he killed mercilessly, but his lands were Wallachia, where he's from, was being attacked by the Ottoman Empire.
I'm saying
in a Muslim crusade against Christian
yeah,
lands.
I'm saying he was a good Christian. He didn't turn the other cheek.
Oh, here we go. He was a good Orthodox Christian.
He's a good vampire Christian.
Yeah, he was a wild guy, man.
Wait, vampires don't like Jesus. They don't like the cross for some reason.
They don't. They're beings of Satan.
Oh man, that sucks.
I mean, according to Christianity, but according to other, people who believe, heavy quotation marks, in the vampire myth, the vampires are just creatures of the night.
If you're a vampire, do you get so when a kid is bitten as a kid, they just remain a kid for
yes.
And then when if you're a teen or adult, if I'm fat and a vampire bites me, do I stay fat for my entire vampire life?
No.
Do I stay my size? Like if you're bald and when a vampire bites you, do you just stay bald? You're like, shit.
There's two types.
You're immortal, but you're just bald and immortal. That would suck.
Dude, that's a really good question. So I truly have the answer for you.
Okay.
There are two schools of thought regarding vampires. One is that they are undead, and so then if you're a bit fat, fuck you, you're fat forever now.
You can't do some sit-ups?
You could probably you could probably have liposuction, but you wouldn't heal you would barely be able to. I don't know if you'd be able to heal. The second is that vampires are undead, but they remain so because they can use magic with blood. They can manipulate their bodies and things with blood, and that's why they appear to be healthy, appear to be alive. And so, with that being said, people think vampires are beautiful because they can alter themselves. So, if you got bit fat, you could just be like, I'm a vampire now, and make yourself the most beautiful version of yourself.
Suck in my gut?
Yes.
Do you think Joe Biden's a vampire?
No. I think Joe Biden is a vampire familiar.
Oh, okay. And why is
he's low on blood, he's stupid, easily manipulated.
And the familiars are not, they're like vampires in training, right?
So the vampire makes you a familiar, and then they don't even guarantee you get to become a vampire later. They're just like, maybe. And you're in the vampire's retinue, and he feeds off of you, and you do what he wants.
Obama, definitely a Blackula.
Dude, whoa!
I'm going to go on record. Obama is a vampire, and Joe Biden is his familiar. And that's why, Obama's just I can't make him a vampire, and that's why his brain is kind of starting to rot and he's losing it. Joe Biden,
yeah.
And that's why it took for so long for Obama to endorse him. He's just sure.
Damn.
Obama is a vampire, a Blackula. That's why they look so good too.
True. You know that one photo of
aged.
Obama putting that fucking medal on him and he's crying?
Yeah.
Think about it.
The medal of him giving the medal to himself?
No, Obama's giving the medal to Biden, and Biden's crying. It's because he's his familiar, and he's just
that.
Yeah, see?
So if Obama is a vampire and Biden is familiar, what do you think? I'm trying to think of what other.
I don't know where this goes.
I'm trying to think of what other politicians.
Dude, Bernie?
What do you think?
He's related to...
he's a mole person.
No! Get the fuck out of here. Bernie's not a werewolf. Bernie's a slayer. What's the one guy's
Van
name
Helsing?
that kills... Yeah. Bernie's a Van Helsing. Or a Belmont.
You think Bernie has to battle Obama?
Yeah.
Nah.
Bernie secretly is whip battling Obama at night.
I don't know about that.
I don't know where to go with this.
No, Bernie's definitely more of a mole person.
Dude, what would Trump be?
Trump? I feel like Trump isn't cool enough to be a cryptid.
He's just a fucking guy.
He's just a normal rich dude. He doesn't have any supernatural powers, which is kind of why he sucks.
Dude, you know who sucks more than Trump? Mike Pence.
No, that guy's definitely a vampire. Look at him.
He's up to stuff, dude.
That's another vampire.
He's such a creep. I've never in my
life... Look at me in the eyes and tell me Mike Pence isn't a vampire.
No, I know, dude. Totally.
So
he's a fucking and he's just I don't shake hands I'm not alone with other women. I don't shake hands with women. And it's show us your wife, Mike Pence. Is she alive? Where is she?
No, if he shakes hands with women, he's going to suck their blood.
Dude.
He's one of those vampires. He can't resist the urge unless he completely abstains. his wife is his only blood source.
Dude.
He stays pure for her.
Fucking so creepy.
We should come up with a definitive list of
Of
which politicians are mummies, werewolves, vampires,
True.
aliens.
Mummies. Who is a mummy? Dude, fucking Ron Paul. Just a mummy for sure.
Yeah, definitely anyone super old and aging.
Dude,
You know,
Teddy Roosevelt was a werewolf. For sure he was.
I believe that. Any old president that hung out in the wilderness too long and might have had gay tendencies, werewolf.
Dude, all of the Roosevelts, werewolves. That's why you got to shoot him with a silver bullet.
Abraham Lincoln was not a vampire hunter. He was a werewolf.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shot in the back of the head with a silver bullet.
There you go.
The only way to stop him. Dude, and then they thought, what's his name? The guy who Trail of Tears to everybody.
Andrew Jackson?
Andrew Jackson. They thought he was a vampire. That's why they kept shooting him, but it wouldn't work. And it turned out he was just a fucking guy. Or he's a mummy. They're like, damn, wrong one. How do you kill mummies?
I don't know.
In The Mummy, how do they kill him?
I can't remember.
They have to do a spell, right? Is there like a spell?
Because werewolves, silver bullets, vampires, you hit them with the wooden stake. Most things you can kill pretty easily, except for mummies, right? You just gotta
The Mummy's one of my favorite movies of all time. Why can't I remember how they beat him? They did a spell. She read from the Book of the Dead, like, and reversed alived him, and he like. Remember, because the chariot comes and takes his soul out of his body, and then he's a regular man, and then Brendan Fraser stabbed him.
I can't remember.
I remember. I spoiled The Mummy. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's a really good movie. You should watch it for sure.
I remember tons of parts of that movie, but I don't
Rachel
remember
Weisz was in it, bro. I beat off to that movie. I used to beat off thinking about Rachel Weisz, and I was in the fantasy. I wasn't even there. I was just watching Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
Dude, I used to fantasize that I was Brendan Fraser.
Really? Dude, I loved The Mummy. I remember when The Matrix came out, The Mummy was also out, and I watched those movies like every day. And I was just like Neo and Trinity, and then Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser, and they were like a love story, and there was action, there was guns, everything I wanted as a kid. Fuck, man. Simpler times. Just kidding. I still watch those movies and love them currently right now.
I wonder what happened to Brendan Fraser.
Dude, he got fat and sad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's not sad. I really hope he's doing all right.
I mean, do you think the Mummy's curse was put on him,
dude,
for making that movie?
The Mummy 2 was really good. Then The Mummy 3, the one with
Scorpion
Jet
King?
Li.
Jet Li?
Jet Li was in The Mummy 3.
What?
Yes, and the Rachel Weisz. It was so bad that Rachel Weisz was like, "Nah, dude, I'm not gonna do."
I thought the Scorpion King was Mummy 3.
No, the Scorpion King was Mummy offshoot because he kills the Mummy. He kills the Scorpion King in Mummy 2. But The Rock is badly CGI'd with a fucking scorpion body.
That sucks.
The Scorpion King is its own movie where The Rock is an Akkadian warrior.
Please stop.
No, I will not stop.
Describing this is giving me physical pain. I never even saw these movies, and I know how bad they are.
And he battles and then becomes the Scorpion King.
I feel like Brendan Fraser never... He was too normal of a guy and never joined in with all the Hollywood occult things.
True.
And so that's why they tanked his career. They're just like, come on, drink the blood. And he's like, come on, I don't want to drink blood. You guys really doing this? And he's like, all right, well, you don't have a career anymore. And then they put a curse on him to make him go bald.
Oh, no.
He could have been a vampire.
What do you think they did to destroy the one guy from Friends that got all fat and gross?
Who?
I don't remember. I don't watch Friends. It's a bad show. But I know that it's really funny. They always show photos of the one handsome guy.
The main guy is...
No, he's doing great. The main guy that was in Band of Brothers, Chandler. Chandler's the one that got fat.
I don't know. When you say Chandler, I don't know who that is.
Dude, you know what? I'll be real. I don't either. I'll be honest. I could be saying the wrong name. You know what? We've talked about Friends too much. Fuck that show. It's so bad.
I feel like everyone from Friends looks great except for...
The blonde guy.
Yeah,
That's Chandler. I'm almost positive. You know what? As much as I don't like Friends, I've watched it a ton. Because when I was a kid, it was just on TV and you couldn't not watch it.
Matthew Perry.
I never understood why people liked Friends because it just wasn't funny to me.
It was comfortable.
That's exactly the thing. And you know what? I'm guilty of watching like Big Bang Theory.
I think we discussed this where we're saying we were talking about 30 Rock, and 30 Rock is one of the funniest shows ever, but it doesn't like people don't religiously watch it like The Office. But 30 Rock is funnier than The Office
by far.
There's so many more jokes.
I would go as far to say as that there are 2 shows that are 10 of 10 live action shows that are 10 of 10 funny on TV, and it is 30 Rock and Reno 911.
I mean, there's plenty, but like Arrested Development and all these shows. But we're strictly talking of like how comfortable a show is.
Yeah.
And The Office is 10 out of 10 comfortable.
Yeah.
You know,
but 7 out of 10 funny.
Sure, but every character in The Office is like, even the unlikable ones are still super likable.
Yeah.
And relatable, and you know those people in your and you can point them out in your office job.
Yeah.
Friends, terrible show, but very comfortable.
Yeah, I get how people turn it on and they feel like they're not alone.
I mean, we're treading on dangerous territory when we're talking about friendship simulators.
Yeah, which is technically what this is. But
this podcast, 3 out of 10 funny, 10 out of 10 comfortable.
We're here with you. You are not alone. Stop what you're doing and imagine me behind you rubbing your shoulders, Joe Biden style.
And imagine me with a crossbow with a wooden stake.
Protecting you from vampires.
Protecting you from Shayne.
No, vampires.
Yeah.
I'm not a vampire.
Not yet.
I'm Jewish. If anything, I'm a lizard person.
Are there?
What's the lizard people from Merowyn you were talking about?
Argonians.
Argonians. Where you were like, I walked into the living room after waking up in the morning, and Mac is just immediately he's just like, the lizard people from Morrowind, just the worst people. I'm just like, why are you being racist against lizards so early?
My Morrowind racism.
Yeah. It was like, I'm so early.
That was a big topic on Twitter, was how Dungeons and Dragons is very racist because of the way we talk about orcs.
Dude, it's so... Yeah, they're the bad guys. Or are they? That's a huge thing.
And so people were like rewriting Dungeons and Dragons rules to be less racist, where it's like, you know what? Elves, orcs, dwarves, we're all equal. And we shouldn't have racial abilities in Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like, then just all be people then.
What do you mean?
Dude, that makes me so fucking crazy. It makes me so crazy.
It's too woke?
It's too woke, for
Are
sure.
you saying you're orc racist?
Yeah.
So now you understand my Argonian racism.
yeah, you're right.
My Morrowind racism.
Dude, here's the thing, is just like, it's a game. Dwarves are hardy.
Dwarves are 4 feet tall and super strong. Elves are a little femmy and super agile.
Agile. And they're fantasy creatures, so their abilities are like more than. And when people are like, well, you're playing into stereotypes that orcs are strong but dumb, and it's like, okay, well then who does that mirror for you? And they're like, I think that it mirrors how people view black people. And it's like,
that was the argument they were saying.
Sounds like you're being racist, dog, because I've never fucking thought that for any second.
Yeah,
you maniac.
I was always like, orcs are orcs.
Yeah, dude. If someone went up to me and was like, what race do you think orcs are like? I would be like, fucking green monster people are like green monster people, and that's all they're like.
So, well, here's my favorite way I've thought about it, is since you brought up Morrowind and the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
In the Elder Scrolls, everyone is racist towards the Khajiit, the cat people, and the lizard people. Well, everyone's pretty much racist to everyone in the Elder Scrolls. All the elves
10 of 10 realism.
Yeah, all the elves hate all the other types of elves. All the dark elves are the most enslaved elves, but they're like, we're the best elves. Our time will come. But it's funny because like when you talk about like orc racism, I'm like, well, there are black people in the Elder Scrolls and there are orcs in the Elder Scrolls, so they're not the same at all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They want to liken the game being written to. I mean, they're gonna make it whatever they want to make it.
All right, but what are Jews in the fantasy? Because in the Harry Potter world.
Yeah. No, I know what you're gonna say, dude. And this is so funny because people will do this shit, and then like, if you want to open that box, then let's open the fucking box.
That's what I'm saying.
Look
you know
at
what?
Everything, because I'll ruin everything you like.
Japanese people, high elves.
Whoa! You can't just give them high elves.
What did I say? I think Americans, they're the normal common. Sorry, England, you are hobbits. Everyone from that's just how America views you.
Yeah,
We're the normals, and then the hobbits are England.
I think that
The Shire does feel very Englandish and all this fantasy.
Well, it's supposed to be, though. It's
Dwarves?
literally supposed to be representative of England. Gondor, men of the West. It's like
So dwarves, are those Russians?
dwarves.
Or is that like
a lot of people think dwarves are supposed to be Jews.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's real. Like Tolkien alluded to it a little bit, and then they talk about how greedy they are. So people don't know if it's just people being racist and saying Jews are greedy and dwarves are greedy, so they're the same or whatever. But like dwarves are fucking cool, so I'll take it. I don't know. Like, yeah, sure. The thing is that Tolkien had like a bunch of fake races represented. And he also had like evil white people in the Dunedain, which are like berserker, like they're supposed to represent like Slavic evil people, I guess, kind of. I don't know. There's like racism inherent in everything, but if you're gonna like make it a whole ass thing instead of just enjoying it for its fantasy tropes, then fuck you forever.
Dude, Australians? I don't think they're human.
Oh, I agree with that. Something is up with them.
They are space aliens for sure.
Yeah.
Mole people, space aliens. That's the people I'll be racist against.
Mole people, space aliens, and Australians.
They all exist in a.
All right,
Wait,
man.
one more thing. You know what?
Okay.
You know what else I recently discovered? As long as we're on racism,
Sure.
how England hates Mexico.
Oh yeah. We both discovered that. We were watching these English guys.
It was the old Top Gear episode, the most popular like car show ever, and which I love. Old Top Gear, British Top Gear, and they were straight up just being like, Mexicans, who would ever buy a Mexican car? Your car would just fall asleep. And like they're just doing the worst like hack racism. Like, what the fuck is this?
But it's not evil when it's not us. Because there's no when we're racist, there's a lot of implications to Mexicans. But when England is like fuck Mexico, you're like, why don't you like them? And then both of us were like, oh, soccer.
Well, it was funny because it was like so blatantly just like, holy shit, you said that on TV. When I think he goes, imagine being Mexican and always being asleep, and then when you wake up, you're like, oh no, I'm Mexican, but it's okay because I can go back to sleep.
Yeah, that was such a good joke.
Just like, what the fuck?
The whole crowd losing it, dude.
Like, damn, that's pretty racist.
Yeah. But then you realize Mexico's not a race; it's a country. In England is making fun of Mexico.
That's how you define it.
That's literally what's happening.
You know what? I'm hurt.
It is interesting that how Americanized our sensibilities on race are, and then you imagine like England having a rivalry with Mexico
because of
and
soccer.
It feels inherently racist,
dude.
And then you're like, it only feels racist because I'm fucking inherently racist because of America.
Well, no, I don't. I saw another British guy tweeting about like Mexican food and being like, you know, they put cheese on everything, and it's just like what the
that shit
fuck?
is bomb as fuck,
and
dude.
they were just like, can you believe that cheese? And they were,
yeah, dude, they're so weird.
He was just like talking shit on Mexican cuisine.
But you don't realize like fucking France having a rivalry with Venezuela it has nothing to do with racism. They're two separate countries.
I don't know. There's a lot of soccer racism.
No, I mean, listen. I'm not saying there's not actual racism, but I'm just saying a rivalry between two countries where they shit talk each other doesn't have to be inherently racist. Where here in America, everything is so poisoned by how we view other races because we're all mixed together.
Do you think it's poisoned because of that, or poisoned because people are looking to poison it by saying Dungeons and Dragon orcs are racist?
It's both. It's the people who want to fight against racism are inherently making things that aren't racist, and then actual racist people are sneaking into the conversation and making things that aren't racist, and everyone in the middle here in the United States is like, what the fuck do we do? I guess we talk about nothing. And then when you're a normal person in the United States, hearing the discourse on the left and the right, and you see someone in England making fun of Mexico, instead of being like, oh look, two equals making fun of each other, how fun, they have a rivalry, both of us are like, how are they getting away with it? This is wild.
How come there's no Hispanic vampires?
Dude, they'd be too good. Hispanic people are already too sexy.
They're too good at fucking.
Like, dude, the swarthy, dark Hispanic guy is already a thing. He'd be unstoppable.
Because there's black vampires, Blade. There's white vampires, all those nerdy Dracula and Nosferatu and everything.
Just imagining some.
There's no Hispanic vampires that I can think of.
It'd be hard to bite someone while wearing a sombrero.
Wait, what's the vampire in Spider-Man? Was he Hispanic, or was
Morpheus?
Or was he just?
No, I think he's white, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll be honest, everybody. I don't know. He has a movie coming out.
Oh, really?
Like a live action. They're doing one.
There you go.
All right, everyone. I'm the fuck out of here. Thank you so much for listening. Twitch.tv/Shaydozer. Twitch.tv/Dr. MacArthur.
I'm an Australian vampire, eh? I'll bite you.
Uh-oh.
I'll nip you.
I'll nip ya. It seems a fucking jellyfish has killed me. You're like, wow.
If you are some of our Australian fans, please email us what Australian cryptids there are.
Ooh,
I'm very interested in what kind of
creepy Australian monsters exist.
Yeah, the supernatural of
I
Australia.
doubt they even have any. They're like, we don't need monsters. We have real ones.
There's real ass giant spiders flying around in the air. There's spiders with wings trying to kill us here.
Dude, you know what the Australian cryptid is? They're like, oi, once I saw a kangaroo with a gun. You're like, what? He's got one. Hey, look out for that Joey. He's got a pistol. It's just fucking a kangaroo bouncing and shooting.
We're like, do you know about the Jersey Devil? It's like, yeah, we got those.
They're just real in Australia.
Except here we call them Chazzy Devils.
All right, everyone. You fucking haw.
Yeah, go to cowboyboys.rodeo. Please leave a rate and review us on iTunes.
Support us on Patreon.
No, this is the Patreon episode.
Oh, nice. This is a really good Patreon episode.
No, we put the better episodes on Patreon.
Oh, hell yeah.
The episode that we did yesterday, not as good as today.
True. This episode was great.
But you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But so thank you for subscribing. Thank you to all of our Patreon peoples.
Yeah, we love you so much. Without you, hopefully soon you will be a financial fixture in our lives that we need. So, full disclosure, without you, we'll die.
Yes.
So. Full disclosure.
All right.
Anyway, all right, everyone. Love you guys.
Yeehaw.